Yes, and here, I think we all need in 20.
I'm in love with the music of Schumann. Since I was, it's hard to say what age exactly, but I think it must have been something like 11, 12. Maybe it was a little bit too early for me on the clarinet, but I had a wonderful Argentinian clarinet teacher who would play the Schumann fantasy pieces for clarinet and piano with me, and he would accompany me on the piano. Maybe it was a little bit too early for me. And when we played this together after some bars, as a young man, you know, as a young person, what other reaction can you have than falling in love with this music? And once this happens, it stays forever, and it gets worse. This piece, on the surface, it's an instrumentation of the Dichterliebe of Schumann. But it sounds paradox when I say this, but it has become one of my most personal pieces, although the original is not by myself. But I told you how much I identify, who are we? It's Schumann. So, but you know what I mean. So I feel 150% I identify with this music. And I have the impression that I was even more careful and put even more sincerity and love into my work than if it would have been only a work of mine. You know, don't misunderstand me. I put always love into the music, but here it's this incredible text by Heinrich Heine, which by itself is such a mastery, of such mastery. And then you have the Schumann. I think in all languages of the world, very rarely you have a combination of a text of that level and of music of that level. And when both aspects come together, it's even much more than just one thing plus the other. You know, so I was at first, it was an old dream of mine to do this. But then when I started, and the months and weeks before I started, I got scared, because I really thought to myself, well, it's of such perfection. So originally it's for singer and piano. So I decided to have it for 20 instruments. I did not touch the vocal line except of 3 very little places. And at the beginning I wanted to write much more interludes, preludes, postludiums, and so on. I thought I really do my comment on it. And the more I was reading this music carefully, the more I was realizing it's almost not possible. Because when one song ends, it's of such perfection, the next song starts. So there was even no space to get in between for myself. One thing missing. In the first bar, there is the G missing. Therefore, it sounds so strange. I have to check this in the original, you know. So the more I was working on it, I'm sure it's about a utopian love. It's about maybe an ideal love, but which doesn't happen here. Typical romantic, of course, or German romanticism, of course, but interesting, I think, because there are real love songs, like what you would say to your beloved, person, like you're the rose. You would compare your woman with flowers, of course. So die Rose, die Lilien, so it's a real love song, and of course the illusion is there in this. It's number 3, and then he says in the text, these flowers, I was in love with them. I don't love them anymore. I only love her. You know, so it's a real love song, But in the context of the title, it's necessary, but most of the songs are about a love which doesn't work or has no chance to be realized in real life. And that makes it very, very touching.